That's my only son. And I'm gonna miss it.
Tuesday, April 9th, 2024, Jackson, Mississippi police were called to the Tapestry Northridge Apartments on Parkway Drive near Old Canton Road. It did not take long for authorities to arrive on scene, as the complex is located almost across the street from Jackson, Mississippi Police Department, Precinct 4. Upon arrival, police were shocked by the gruesome and violent nature of the crime scene, and it was clear to emergency personnel that the victim was deceased.
Tapestry Apartments, where Jackson police are investigating a homicide. Now, earlier we saw crime scene tape lined across the scene, and there was a heavy police presence. We were able to talk with the family before getting kicked off the property, and lots of family and friends of the victim, who they say is Carlos Collins, came from Yazoo after hearing about the incident.
They said it was heinous up there. There was a lot of blood the way he was killed. Gunshot wounds and an axe was used, they say. Yeah.
Carlos Collins was a 25-year-old nurse at the Mississippi Baptist Medical Center. According to those who knew him, he exemplified compassion and commitment in every aspect of his life. Carlos was repeatedly nominated as a top nurse, as he always managed to touch the lives of many with his unwavering dedication, care, and kindness. For Carlos, helping others was not just a profession, but a true calling. Beyond his young, yet already acclaimed nursing career, he was a beloved brother, friend, and passionate advocate for LGBTQ+ rights. Carlos was a catch. He had a promising career, was handsome, had a personality that others gravitated towards, a smile that lit up any room, and he was financially independent, so it's no wonder he caught the attention of 33-year-old Marcus Johnson. As with most relationships, things started off amazingly. The couple dated for a year before ending things late in 2023. Over time, Marcus became possessive, controlling, and unpredictable, so much so that months prior to his passing, Carlos filed several police reports, including a restraining order on Marcus, whom at that point was his ex-boyfriend. The young RN believed that his ex, Marcus, had been stalking him. Alicia Hudson, Carlos' sister, stated that her brother was living in hell dealing with Marcus his last few months on this earth. Alicia believes the Jackson Police Department mishandled his case and downplayed the situation. They didn't care to protect my brother. They protected Marcus. And why would the police protect Marcus? Well, he was a former police officer. Marcus was employed with the Jackson, Mississippi Police Force for 8 months, back in 2013. Due to pending disciplinary actions, Marcus resigned from the force right before his termination. The following year, he was arrested and charged with false pretense, grand larceny, and 2 counts of impersonating an officer at an apartment building near Jackson State University.
New at 5, a fake cop arrest for a former Jackson police officer. As 16 WAPD's Andrew Kinsey reports, this is not his first run-in with the law.
22-year-old Marcus Johnson is facing police impersonation charges, but according to JPG, he used to be a real cop.
Is this a violation of the public's trust?
Well, absolutely, and I think it's probably another example as to why this individual is a former JPD officer.
Monday, officers arrested the former cop at the Palisades Apartments near Jackson State. A female JSU student told police that Johnson tried to write her a fake ticket. According to the police report, the student says Johnson wrote her a fake citation using a real officer's badge number and an old JPD ticket book. The victim claims Johnson offered to fix the ticket if she would, quote, hook up with him.
We don't condone this type of behavior. I think it's probably one of the worst things that a person can do is use police powers that they are not entitled to.
Officers swarmed Johnson's car and found several pieces of evidence, including a stolen police radio. Now Johnson's facing false pretense, grand larceny, and 2 counts of impersonating an officer.
Any idea how he allegedly got this JPD radio?
Don't know, but we plan on finding out, and we'll hold him accountable and prosecute him to the fullest extent of the law.
This isn't the first run-in with the law for Johnson. Last year, the 22-year-old resigned from JPG after police in Ridgeland arrested him for careless driving, speeding, and no proof of insurance. Back in 2009, prosecutors claimed he failed to pay $120 for a shoplifting charge he was accused of stealing A watch from JCPenney.
The important thing is that we know about it now and he has been caught.
In Jackson, Andrew Kinsey, 16 WAPT News.
Some of his charges were eventually dismissed. In 2015, Marcus was placed on a pretrial diversion program for the other charges. In the aftermath of their split, Carlos discovered AirTags and trackers on his own car and that of a friend, as well as a security camera he believed his ex had installed at a nearby vacant apartment to monitor him. Carlos' sister, Alicia, claims her brother told her he had awoken to find Marcus watching him sleep. Carlos repeatedly requested to have his locks changed and consulted a family pastor about taking self-defense classes. Alicia, who's also a nurse at the same hospital her brother was employed at, remembers a conversation she had with her brother 3 days before his murder. "He's just obsessed," she recalls of Carlos saying of his ex, before handing her his phone with Ring camera footage that she claims depicted Marcus pacing outside his apartment. That night, the siblings went to a bar to celebrate a family member's birthday, which was disrupted when they saw Marcus seated directly behind them. According to loved ones, it was obsession, a fatal attraction. "He didn't want anyone else to be with my brother." Due to surveillance footage and witnesses, authorities already knew who they were looking for. It was simply a matter of time before Marcus was caught.
Mr. Johnson, did you kill Carlos Collins? Did you kill Carlos Collins? Do you have anything to say for yourself? Anything to say, Marcus?
First at 5, bond was denied for former Jackson police officer Marcus Johnson.
He appeared in court today accused of killing Carlos Collins. 12 News' Morgan Gill talked to the victim's family.
Family members gathered in court for 33-year-old Marcus Johnson's initial court appearance. The former officer was brought back to Jackson after he was captured in Louisiana on April 10th. Carlos Collins' family wants answers.
You didn't say that he was a former member of JPD. You didn't have up the impersonating police officer charge. None of that was brought up, and I want to know why. Yeah. He's been exhibiting these behaviors, and I feel like JPD, in a sense, is protecting him.
Attorneys said in court, neighbors heard gunshots and even heard someone yell, "Marcus, stop," adding that a gunshot went through an apartment across the hall. Police say Marcus Johnson confessed to the murder after being captured, later finding out that Collins had a Ring camera that caught it all on camera. Collins' family says he filed an order of protection against Johnson on March 5th of 2024, but they add that's not all.
I love you, Carlos. I'll continue to love you. And we want justice for Carlos. Yes. That's what we want. And a lot of things are going to be revealed. Don't think it's over now. A lot of things are going to be revealed. Just watch it.
Johnson's public defender says the former officer was acting out of self-defense. Marcus Johnson will be making another appearance in court on a later date. Morgan Gill, 12 News.
Over a third, 37.3% of bisexual men reported experiencing intimate partner violence in their lifetime, compared to just over a quarter, 29%, of heterosexual men. Gay men were slightly less likely than heterosexual men to experience IPV, at 26%. Domestic violence in gay relationships is a pervasive and often hidden issue, fueled by a complex interplay of societal stigma, internalized homophobia, and the lack of adequate resources and support systems. While the LGBTQ+ community often champions acceptance and inclusivity, the reality is that abusive dynamics can exist within any relationship, regardless of sexual orientation. Many LGBTQ+ individuals face unique challenges when it comes to seeking help, including fear of outing themselves, discrimination from law enforcement and social services, and a lack of relatable resources specifically designed for the community. The stigma surrounding same-sex relationships can lead to isolation and silence, making it harder for victims to reach out for support. Additionally, internalized homophobia can contribute to abusive behaviors, as individuals may internalize societal prejudices and direct them towards their partners. This can manifest in emotional, physical, or sexual abuse, further perpetuating a cycle of violence. Recognizing the specific needs of LGBTQ+ victims is crucial in combating domestic violence within same-sex relationships. This includes creating safe spaces, providing culturally competent services, and fostering community support networks that understand the unique challenges faced by LGBTQ+ individuals. By addressing these issues head-on, we can empower victims to break free from abuse and build a more inclusive and equitable society for all. When dating, it's important to take your time, regardless of sexual orientation. While gay relationships can sometimes progress quickly, there's nothing wrong with slowing down and savoring the journey towards love. Be cautious of anyone who comes on too strong at the start of a relationship, pressuring for commitment and making claims like love at first sight or I've never met anyone like you before. Moving at a measured pace allows you to get to know your partner better. Carlos did everything in his power to protect himself from his deranged ex, but unfortunately, that wasn't enough. Rest in peace, Carlos Collins.